What is up, guys, and welcome back to another hardcore Let's Play video. This is episode 16, and today we're going to be building a kelp farm. In the last episode, we created a super smelter, and although it works great, we are completely out of fuel. I used it a bit to smelt up some glass last night. However, just that basically used up all the coal that I had. So today we're going to be building a kelp farm. Now, I know it looks like we're in a completely different world, and that's because we are. And I just want to talk about, because I haven't decided what design of a kelp farm we want to go for. Now, there's basically two designs that I think would work pretty well. One is this one, which is a pretty standard design. You have kelp that grows on top of absorbers and then pistons, and they see when it grows and it harvests it, then it sends it into here, into a water stream that'll go on top of the furnaces. And this farm works pretty well, actually. I've been testing it a bit. Even with just a 6 wide setup, it's pretty strong. However, the one problem about this farm is it's pretty expensive. It's a lot of absorbers and a lot of pistons. So here's another design that I've been working with. It's a very simple flying machine design. Basically, the flying machine will go and cut up all the kelp down here, and then what happens, it'll float up, the water will push it so that it comes here, and we'll have some hoppers here, or a water stream, perhaps something, and then the kelp will get pushed into a similar setup as this one, where it'll go into some smokers and then get put into chests, and we'll have a bunch of kelp, and it'll also act as an XP bank. Now, this one is going to be a bit more complex to make. It's a lot of water physics and stuff. Then we do have to make an underwater flying machine, though it isn't too complicated. And the main reason why I'm leaning towards this one is because it's a little cheaper to build. It's not so many observers, and we do have a little bit of slime from when we were working on the TNT duper. I had to go get some slime, so we do have a little bit left over from that. Now, I'm going to decide which version I want to do, and then we're going to get working on it. Alright, guys, so I've decided that yes, we're going to be using the first version with the flying machines. And now, in order to do that, we're going to be working in the sea. Now, I think what I'm going to do, first off, actually, I'm going to drink some of our potions, and then I think what we're going to do is we're going to flatten out this area, get rid of the kelp. I don't know if glass is going to be needed on both sides. If it is, of course, I'll do that. But if it's not, that'd be cool not to. So we're going to set up a flying machine, a kelp farm here. And then we're going to have a way for it to transport from the side water stream up onto here. We're going to build some sort of a building that's going to house all the furnaces. So let's get started. Sit back, relax, and watch me build this kelp farm. Alright, guys, so now we have the basic layout of the farm. It's not a super big kelp farm, but as long as we can AFK, it should be strong enough that we can get what we need from it. You know what we actually do need a lot of? Kelp. And there happens to be a decent amount. So I think I'm going to collect some of this kelp, and then we're going to start building, start actually building the farm. So let's get started. Alrighty, guys. Now, after a decent amount of work, I believe this farm should be done, actually. It should be working completely correctly. Now, we're just going to test it out real quick with that. Alright, it's breaking the kelp. It's looking alright. I thought some of the stuff would get caught, and it is, yeah, so that's kind of problematic. But other than that, it seems to be working pretty well, guys. Most of the kelp is going in here. It's going up. It seems like everything is working. Let's go see how much we got. Now, one thing that I did think might happen is this level right here is not fully water sources right now, because we of course put the dirt, so the items may not completely flow up. That of course can be fixed pretty easily. So let's see, we didn't actually get too much. So I think we're going to do that real quick. I'm just going to fix up this area. Alright guys, so some of the kelp was actually getting stuck on these ice blocks, and it was a decent enough amount that I decided that we should do something about it. So I added the water on top. That should fix that problem. There was a sign that I recently threw out. I wonder if it'll come floating up. I kind of want to grab it. Anyways, the kelp farm should be working. In the future though, we might want to bring the walls all the way down, because as you saw, a lot of the kelp did get stuck like under these guys, and well, we don't really want that. So I might have to put the walls all the way down, and it shouldn't change too much though, other than letting everything not be stuck. So that'd be good. So I think what I'm going to do now is we're going to wait for everything to grow up again, then I'm going to send it for another sweep. Then after that, we're going to work out how to connect from here to a building somewhere up on here. And this building is going to, of course, have all our smelting set up. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, as you can see, we finally got all the walls on. It actually took a little longer than I expected. But this is almost fully enclosed now, so we really shouldn't be losing too much kelp whenever the flying machine goes down there. Now, what we need to do is we need to hook up some sort of system to carry all of the kelp from here up there. And I think we're going to build a pipe out of glass with water streams going on the inside. We'll have some kind of soul sand bubble elevator that goes up there. We're going to clear out this area here and build some sort of a building. So sit back, relax, and watch me build this. Alright guys, as you can see, everything is basically hooked up now. I definitely wouldn't say it's complete. We haven't even, put the top of the tunnel on here, of the pipe, sorry. But everything is now connected. So if we turn on that thing, the kelp will come through the pipe and they should land in these guys right here. So that's all working good. Now, one thing we are going to have to do is we're going to have to figure out a way to get fuel delivered and into here. We might just do it manually, honestly. But at the same time, putting a minecart back there could be kind of useful, actually. It would certainly make loading a little easier. So I might have to do that, but I still don't know yet. Anyways, I think what we're going to do now, we're just going to finish up this pipe, start building at least a temporary structure around here. Nothing too complex yet. But yeah, this thing is working. And another thing that we are going to have to do is we're going to have to set up some way for that to be activated every now and then. Probably some kind of etho hopper clock, I think. That should be pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to continue working. Alright guys, so I've been AFK for a bit, and this is doing pretty good. As you can see, I just did a pretty big harvest, and as you can see we got some dirt in here, but other than that, we are looking pretty good now. Now there's one thing that we do need to do. If I want to be able to fully AFK, we're going to need some kind of redstone timer here, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to just build that right now. Alright guys, so this should be completely working now. I might have to cover this over with some blocks. Yeah, as you can see, it is working. So this should automatically go through every about like 2 or 3 or so minutes. I'm actually thinking I'm probably going to throw another stack in there, because we don't want the harvesting to be too quick, of course. But yeah, so this should be fully automatic now, which is just perfect. That's exactly what we needed. This is going to be really good. Now, I think we're going to go for a proper AFK session. I'm going to fill up all of these babies, at least the first 3, with a bunch of good fuel. And, we're going to AFK for like a few hours. And let's see how good the farm actually is. Alright guys, it is now the next day. I've spent all night basically AFKing, and the farm has been doing pretty good. Unfortunately though, I did not put enough fuel in the smokers during the night, So we did run out, and I did wake up to a few extra stacks that somehow hadn't despawned that were just left here. We're gonna have to build some kind of overflow system, whether it's just chests, or one of my personal favorite ideas actually is to have it spin around and join the water stream again over here, so that I can just keep spinning until there's available hoppers. But then if the system really does get backed up, that's actually going to be worse, so I don't know about that yet. In terms of profit, well, we've got about 3.5 stacks of dried kelp blocks, as well as all of these guys have about a stack of them in it. So we are firmly in the profit for fuel right now. We're doing really good. I just emptied out all these chests to make all that stuff. So what I think I'm going to do right now is, now that we have the fuel in there, I'm going to AFK for a few more hours. Oh, there is actually a dolphin stuck. We're going to have to do something about that because they might be blocking the items, but I don't know yet. And we got to also finish up this building, cover something up, cover all this stuff up, add a roof, maybe make it a second story, add some storage, finish up the loop. We got to decorate the pipe, add some supports, and yeah, this farm after that is pretty much complete. It's currently working, I think, as good as it will. Possibly one thing that I have been thinking about is making this hopper clock a little longer, because I think 2 stacks, we're just not going to get the harvest from that we want. That dolphin is going to be a problem. We're going to have to do something about him. Alright guys, as you can see, this place is basically finished. We got a roof on ourselves now. I even connected up a nether portal to the nether network. I don't know why there's a block there. Just got to take this shulker out, move the bed, and look at that. We've got quite a decent amount of dried kelp. We're going to move that over to the super smelter so that's powering itself. Oh, and it's thunderstorming out. And I even added some supports for the pipes. I'm not completely sure how I feel about these guys, but for now they're going to work. I would like to figure out a system so that we could actually get the fuel into the hoppers, into the smokers a little easier, but that will come in the future. I also did add, I can show you real quick what I did. So I added a system so that the fuel can keep going around and around, even if it misses, basically. It'll just keep going around, and I believe that will make it so it doesn't despawn, and that, yeah, it should be good that way. Because then if some of these hoppers open up, instead of them just being stuck down here, we can have them rotate all the way around. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I am going to go AFK overnight, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw basically all of the dried kelp that we have stored up until now. All of this. We already have a decent amount here. So I'm going to take all of this out, and we're going to throw it in the furnaces or the smokers. One other idea that I did have is possibly to put another row of chests underneath, because last night when I AFK'd overnight, these chests actually filled up, and that's not good. So we might have to do something about that. Anyways, guys, I think that's the end of this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun building kelp farms in this building. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.